10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6.
Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is September 20th, and we're going to start with this story that has had trading talking about it pretty much all day, since yesterday and into today, which was this post from Reddit, the title of which is Rocket Pool in a Slow Death Spiral? So let's have a look at what this person is saying. So this is a post by the Crypto Baron. And here he says, Rocket Pool has been hailed for its innovative way to provide ETH holders a chance to run their own ETH staking nodes, and for the added decentralization they provide to ETH staking. That being said, the incredibly poor tokenomics, blah blah blah. Unfortunately, due to Rocket Pool's poor design, lack of foresight, only significant buy pressure is when new node operators come online. Conversely, not only are node operators who remain above the collateral threshold pay more RPL monthly, but the members of the DAO, I guess he means oDAO, also receive substantial amounts of RPL each month, which place it way out of balance with the lack of buy pressure. The result has been steady declining value for RPL token, putting validators at a loss, blah blah blah. It says further compounding the issue, the Denkun upgrade will include a method to slow entry of new validators due to ETH staking popularity, EIP 47514, and then TLDR, wary of exposure to RPL when starting a node. Disclosure, I'm not footing Rocket Pool. I myself run multiple mini nodes and have done for quite some time, but this is unfortunately a very real problem that will only become a bigger problem. So people have been talking about this a lot. This kind of like ties into that normal idea that we all come across of, hey, why didn't the protocol use ETH as collateral instead of using RPL as collateral? And hey, using RPL as collateral is just blah 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 way to enrich yourselves and all this kind of stuff, like Ponzi-nomics and all that kind of scam idea. We've all heard it a bunch of times, right? So the reason why I'm covering it this time is because this was on the front page of the Reddit, our cryptocurrency page, which is the biggest crypto community in the world. I presume, I guess it has 6.8 million members, and it's one of the biggest subreddits on Reddit, and definitely by far the biggest crypto one. So for it to reach the main page of our cryptocurrency is kind of a big deal. It's, I think, the only time Rocket Pool has reached the front page of our cryptocurrency on Reddit. So here, a lot of the comments were kind of negative as well, and there's M77JE who said, I'm a node operator who sold a lot of ETH for RPL to get collateralized right before Atlas, aka at the top. I'm down so much on RPL it would take me years and years of staking to break even. Take some of the fun out of it. It would be better if I was making money from Rocket Pool. And then the Crypto Baron kind of feeds into that, saying unfortunately this is a very common occurrence, and not using ETH for collateral is a potential fatal flaw for Rocket Pool. Valdorf then, of course, our beloved Valdorf came in there and made some really nice comments. He says this gets suggested regularly and it always fails for the same reason. It's stable at size, but it's unclear how you get to size. Right now, 100% of all rewards were collected, i.e. node operators straight up didn't get paid. It would only be 75% of the oDAO and PDAO budgets. Note this number is one that I had handy from about a month ago. It should be close-ish. Obviously, when we were smaller, it was even less than that, and I mean this quite recently. In spring, it would have been half of that. Rocket Pool has been in existence a while. Any competitor needs to fund their budgets until they get large enough that a reasonable cut should pay the bills. For us, it's been the RPL inflation, the RPL ICO share that went to the devs, and the ICO RPL ICO that went to the devs. A fork without RPL would need an alternative way to pay the devs, pay for liquidity, etc. What comes to mind is a ton of VC funding, while getting large enough. Though of course VCs aren't doing it for charity, so they'll want to get paid somehow. The other option is huge amounts of public good funding. Using some kind of instrument that grows with the product isn't innovative at all, by the way. Consider equity in a startup or shares in a company. They give the product value up front in some way, and the holder gets some claim to future value in some way. And then people kind of missing the point, I guess, with some of the points that Val had brought up. And then there was just lots of different threads. I'm going to try to pick up a different comment of Val's from here as well. yeah, some of these comments are just like so out of touch as well. This is like, it seems like the DAO needs to readjust the tokenomics and the RPL token. I doubt it'll happen though if they have short-term focus. And of course, there's active discussions going on about readjusting the tokenomics. Some people are even making comments about the oDAO inflation. But let's dig into this a little bit, because this is Valdov's got another comment here. He says, it says, John FinTech says, round and round we go. People have yet to learn the question whether a native token is actually essential for the system's functionality. If they did, they would stay away from token meisters. Most such tokens end up centralized, manipulatable, or swung with ease. They're also securities, so sooner or later the SEC will have some fun with it. If it hasn't failed, imploded, drugged, exploited by then, and it's sizable enough, some even run under registered companies to make it even easier for the SEC. Rocket Pool has had all the hallmarks from the get-go. At Rocket Pool, everyone is exposed to RPL, directly or indirectly. Node forks who bought RPL to collateralize the node are exposed to loss of value, slashing, and incentives for malicious behavior, and stakers are exposed to ETH depegging, as enough nodes being slashed or acting maliciously would cause our ETH to depeg. Lido, Coinbase, Kraken are honest in comparison, just a fee. Node operators are just contractors paid from said fee, not claiming Lido, Coinbase, Kraken are darlings, just native token perspective. Just, yeah. PS, there's something funny about selling ETH for RPL to run a Rocket Pool node. And then here, the Clan H says, in my opinion, the biggest reason for Rocket Pool's lackluster adoption is RPL. Well, apart from their early difficulties with getting new node operators, there's only one reason for RPL's existence, and that's to fund the project development team. In every other way, its existence is net negative to everyone in the system. Could easily have been replaced by using ETH as collateral. RPL is the reason why our ETH is an inferior product compared to WST ETH. And Valdov here says, did you know that Lido node operators can steal all execution layer rewards to about 6 times their income if they wish to? And that's assuming the main flow gets cut off, of course. Their benefits, ST has all some flavor of centralization and trust make things cheap. They do. They also add tail risks. I agree that that ETH collateral is better in every other way, but funding stuff, just so you know, you can't do anything without funding stuff. The realistic option is VC money, and hopefully we all understand VC money isn't free. And then there's more discussion going on there with Clan H. So Valdov had a bit more of a back and forth, but yeah, this there's literally over 150 comments in here. I don't know how masochistic you're feeling, whether you want to go into there and like read some of this. Yeah, like I'm covering it because it's a huge deal today, and it kind of got a lot of discussion in Discord as well. So let's go to Discord and see what people are saying in Discord. There's a bit of a discussion over here that came up with Ethereum about RPL's volatility and how that's a negative for RPL, and about how there's risks involved, and that they should be trying to like fix those, and and then more than that as well. Here we had Sadkers saying, don't worry because OP has a bunch of mini nodes. He's, instead of using mini pools, he's actually a good guy, explaining RPL price as the steadily declining due to poor tokenomics and no foresight is very dishonest. Also, OP clearly fails to grasp how, when an RPL price is formed on the market. And then Sneaky says the whole thread is quite the dumpster fire. And then also the RPL is to make the DAO rich came up. And Sneaky says, unfortunately, it really paints Rocket Pool in a bad light for lesser informed though. And there's also things in there about how you can run a validator on Stader for 4 ETH. Yeah. And then there was some more discussion here as well. About Robot Logic saying, wow, RPL being on our cryptocurrency front page full of FUD. Effing great, literally getting the most exposure on there that's ever had, and this is how it happens. And Invis says, oh no, anyway. Gotta love Invis sometimes. And then Rocket Staker tried to provide some context here, saying that the Lido WETH ratio as well is quite down at the same time, which is true. I talked about this with Pat on Weekly Orbit last week, where we were talking about how staking tokens in general have taken quite a big hit in the post-Shanghai world. I guess a lot of the drive and the price was the narrative that was forming, and narrative begat price, begat narrative, etc. And it was kind of like a propulsion loop, and that of course has stopped completely, and except for people kind of in the know about what's coming with staking developments. But the main Ethereum merge narrative that was kind of going around, a lot of the staking tokens have been hit from that, and now they're trying to build back up again. So this was some nice context from Rocket Staker. And then the thing that I liked a lot here was a comment from Hodger. He's saying the product Rocket Pool sells is clear upfront, RPL exposure and ETH staking. I don't know if people don't like the risk in RPL, then there's many other liquid staking protocols they can go to. They aren't. And he says, I'm more inclined to think that the main motive for complaints is just simply underestimating the risk they took, and now they're down. So I think this sadly happened to a lot of people, where they bought, during that, basically in 2023, and the first few months of 2023, they kind of got caught up in the hype of the withdrawals going live, Shanghai, and then Atlas, and it was really really exciting time in the Rocket Pool community. We were hitting all-time highs, we were breaking through levels that people hadn't thought about that we could basically this quickly, and a lot of people got FOMO and they bought in. And what happened is that they made a bad decision, right? The token changed around them, and then they suffered. So sadly, some of those people are riding it out, and others are now capitulating. We've seen some nodes with validators closing down and exiting their stake. So these are all things that have happened. I feel bad for those people. There's such a big chunk of node operators who are under that 10% threshold, and it's really I don't want to seem heartless or anything, but if the price increases and the ratio goes higher, then a lot of this complaining will stop. And sadly, I really do think that's the case, and I hope that we can get back to those higher levels soon. Let's see how things go in the next few weeks and months. Okay, so something that people used to complain about quite a lot, but now they don't complain about at all, and it's really amazing to see, is here, we got this Rocket Watch notification yesterday in the events now, saying that the PDAO bootstrap mode changed reward distribution. So there's a contract here, Rocket Claim Trust node has been allocated 7% of the inflation, and the PDAO bootstrap trust, the PDAO bootstrap mode changed rewards distribution, but again says that the Rocket Claim DAO has been allocated 23% of the inflation. And then the reason why this is important is because this is now showing that the oDAO, which is the first part here, is now getting less inflation, and the PDAO, which is the second post here, is getting more of the inflation. So of course, just a matter of months ago, it was 15% of all inflation was going to the oDAO, and now only 7% of inflation is going to the oDAO, and of course 15% of the inflation was going to the PDAO, and now 23% of inflation is going to the PDAO. And as always, 70% of inflation is still going to node operators. So Valdorf kind of says, okay, but check us out. So this is the thing that I wanted to share here with you all. So look, it says specification is if the RPIP was approved, inflation shall be set to, and then at the first month they immediately changed, right? It went from 15.15 to 22.8. And then it says, after 2 rewards period, it shall change. And then again, 2 rewards period, it'll change again. And then 2 more rewards periods after that. And then again and again. So the whole thing will take basically just under a year for the PDAO inflation and oDAO inflation rates to change. So the PDAO will be getting 28.5% of inflation, and the oDAO will be getting 1.5% of inflation. So this is actually happening now because we've had 2 rewards periods after the RPIP was approved, and this is really wonderful. So this used to be one of the things that people really used to FUD rocket pool about, and now it's being fixed, so you just don't see it anymore. Now the tokenomics and the people being down bad is what people FUD rocket pool about a lot. I'm just hoping that we can get the price up. The main thing Valdorf was jokingly saying was that the main thing that you need to be FUDding rocket pool about now is the Guardian wallet, and how that has the ability to change like too much information, and how it's centralized in the hands of the team right now and stuff like that. Of course, that is also being fixed through on-chain voting. So everything that kind of gets brought up as FUD gets fixed sooner or later, thankfully. So that's good. Okay, next we have this tweet that Kane shared. Is from Balancer, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because Balancer's ETH pools are some of the biggest liquidity pools for Rocket Pool users for ETH. So this is a really important story. So yesterday, Balancer's front end was under attack, and it says the issue is currently under investigation. Please do not interact with the Balancer user interface until further notice. So that was for their main website, and that was also for their app. So it seems like there was some funds stolen of people trying to interact with the website in that time while it was down, and $238,000 worth of crypto was stolen, and there was some information in the tweet. So if you want to go have a look at it, then definitely check it out and find out what's going on. But it seems like the DNS, the website was captured somehow, and it was replaced with malicious code. So yeah, the contracts are all fine as far as I know, and the actual liquidity pools are all fine. But this was hit. So I'm sorry if you interacted with that when you shouldn't have. Okay, next I wanted to focus on something that's quite nice here, that Schifrin started another POAP quest in the Rocket Pool community. So this was for the PDAO appreciation. Now, the PDAO is basically the community DAO. So Schifrin explains like this. He says, this POAP stands as a tribute to the dedicated volunteers within our Rocket Pool DAO, whether it's diligently reviewing grant applications in the GMC, conducting in-depth research on liquidity incentives in the IMC, or meticulously managing financial matters as the treasurer. These individuals have generously devoted their free time to enhance Rocket Pool. Choose two from the following options to contribute positively. So one is you can do a commendation. You can share your appreciation for the GMC, the IMC, or any dedicated committee member in this discussion thread with a heartfelt compliment. You can do active engagement. You can have more than 5 visits to the forum this month. It says you can track your activity by visiting the link and selecting the monthly option under period. Let me see what mine says. Where is period? Oh, I visits, 4 visits. Yeah, so I don't qualify. Oh wait, that was just in the last week. Let me see monthly. Oh yeah, 18 visits. Oh wow, that's actually like not too bad. And I read 100 and you guys can't see this. Hold on. So I read 163 posts, visited 18 times. I didn't receive many hearts, sadly, but I gave 10 hearts. And I viewed 15 different topics, but 18 visits. So that's kind of in line with Valdorf. No, not in line with Valdorf. The number of posts I read was in line with Valdorf, but the visits, Valdorf and Schifrin, are basically every day they visit. Patches, 22, and then kind of, oh yeah, there's a lot of people here who've got visited every day in the last month, which is amazing. But yeah, Long for Wisdom's been reading a whole lot of posts. So yeah, get your visits up and then share that information with Schifrin, or let's see what else the criteria is. So it's have more than 5 visits to the forum, and you can track your activity, or do an intellectual contribution, put forward your innovative concept for POAP quest number 3, or social influence, give a thumbs up and retweet to amplify the impact of this tweet, spreading the word and supporting the cause. It says when you've done 2 right POAP quest in this thread. So Valdorf laughs and says 31 visits. Carl says my number was 4, and then I realized I hadn't set it to month. It was 6 this week. I need to reevaluate my life choices. Waldorf says that the IMC work is largely invisible, so I want to highlight some. Jasper for chatting on Telegram Discord with a bunch of partners. Wishka, Langers and Yoakum are S-tier reviewers and prevent me from messing stuff up. Wishka, Yoakum, Noshua, Jasper have been particularly active in planning. Ramana automated some metrics I was doing manually every week or two, more frequent and off my plate. Also holler at Cowswap. I don't know what that is. Asked them if they would step up to POAP treasurer. Oh, Vaka, yeah. And that's just been handled since. So yeah. Mage here says, I've not interacted much with the GMC, but I'm impressed by the IMC. I said, I'm a GMC member. Do I need to do more? Because I just want the POAP. Oh, sorry about my cough there. I hope this isn't a return of the cough. Anyway, Waldorf says, Schifrin says, Waldorf has been essential to any work that I've done in governance. He typically responds immediately and he's walked me through the process of multiple inner workings of the protocol. Vaka is always super responsive to my treasury questions. I can ask simple, straightforward questions. I'm always likely to get a detailed response backed by numbers. Object is always able to identify flaws where the others do not. Fornax has never missed a meeting or a vote and is all around reliable in all aspects of GMC. Mentor provides deep insight on technical applications and his experience is invaluable. Ani Septora has contributed to meaningful discussions where they gave meaningful input on ideas to make the GMC more efficient in decision making. RPL Maxi is very reliable and I've been able to bug him to take action when others are not around. Ken's input on governance is essential and I've been able to create a lot of efficiencies in the GMC's deliberations process thanks to his ideas. WAC is always driving the conversation and providing input that helps the GMC reach consensus. Joe helps get payments through when we're stuck. He always leaves very detailed notes and helps us communicate with the team. Dondo is always striving to develop the GMC into greatness, facilitating conversations to further our goals. It's also the reason for the recent USD diversity drive. And then Schifrin says anyone on the POAP gets support without participating, but we had to get submissions going somehow. And then Veterinary said some nice things. He said POAP quest, and then Jasper, of course, is already in it. Phil Cares wants the POAP, and I feel like this POAP hasn't quite really caught on yet. So hey guys, if you're listening to this show, then go to the link in the description and do this quest to get into the POAP. Everyone loves POAPs. Why are you guys not getting your POAP? Okay, we already talked about that. Next, JT was hinting at something, and he had this eyes emoji and a rocket, and he's saying soon, rocket pool, and then he tagged me whack attack. So here we have something called Rocket School that is, I guess, something that JT is working on. And Jasper says, looking groovy. I say the content excellent so far. JT is such a great host. What I've seen so far has been amazing. So what this is there was a grant application from the EV Mavericks who got a grant from ETHStaker for $20,000 to develop something called Rocket School. The idea was to develop a website that kind of walked people through step by step of setting up staking from home using Rocket Pool. So they used up that money and then they needed a little bit more money. So they submitted a grant application in this most recent grant round, asking for some money to help Rocket School become a reality. And they are currently in a position of discussing that with the GMC to try to figure out how that would look and how that would work. But it seems like JT here is quite enthusiastic about the work that he's been doing so far. So he couldn't help himself but drop these teasers about Rocket School. Yeah, I can't really say too much more about that because I'm on the GMC member who's actively talking to them about this grant. So all I'm doing is kind of adding to the tease from JT and hope that you all will get more information about this soon. And finally today, to finish off the story, Aramana is inviting you all to a party this weekend, and this is an RPL buying party that he is hosting. And he says, here's the deal for the party: as long as the ratio is less than 0.014, I will buy 1 RPL for every 5 buyers of 1 RPL that show me their transaction. Obviously you can put in multiple RPLs in each transaction, only valid during a currently unspecified time this weekend. So follow Ramana to get that time that you need for this weekend. But the way that it will work is Ramana will buy RPL for other people who are matching the RPL. So I say, so if 5 people buy 100 RPL each, you'll buy 100 RPL. And then he says yes each, as in I'm matching 500 RPL with 100 my own. I think this would be a lot more like streamlined if Ramana was just getting people to buy X and then he'd buy 0.2x RPL in return. But hey, he's the one setting the party, so it's his rules. I just don't know how many people will take part in this because it's kind of difficult to coordinate buys like that. But I hope that it catches some attention, and maybe it'll be like our Dank president that we had before that kind of like really brought a nice party to the community. Let's see how it goes. But on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. Thank you all for watching, listening, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.